Welcome to the first tutorial video, which is for the My Love workshop. It's called My Love because it started with a heart, but you'll notice when you ordered your canvas that there's also the options of a star and paw print now, but the name's kind of stuck, so that's what it's called. So you have your printed canvas, which will have printed the printed shape of your choice on, with just kind of subtle white splatters, and we're going to fill that in with lots of lovely bloom dots to make it look like this. And it's really easy. So before you start your painting, I think it's probably wise you watch the whole video. It's not going to be super long. So I'd watch the whole video start to finish before you start. You've got your canvas, you've got a materials pack. If you are making your own materials pack, there's a separate video on my YouTube channel to show you how to do that. But for the purpose of the tutorial, I'll be referring to the materials pack that comes as the package. So in your materials pack, you've got 10 colours, and they're all pre-mixed by me to a pouring acrylic. So they're not a normal thick acrylic, they're a runny, drippy paint. You've got your tools as well. So I'm going to show you a close-up of how to use the tools and to get the dotting effect shortly. But I just wanted to discuss the materials and how we start really. You'll also have this little bottle, which is a pouring medium. So just because sometimes if the paints have sat for a while, they can thicken up a bit. So if you feel you need to loosen the paints, you can just put a few drops of this into your paint pots. And a teeny tiny pot of glitter. So I'll discuss how we use that as well. So to start, my table is covered in paint, so I don't need to put anything down. But if you're going to be doing it on your dining table, you may well want to put something down. The only other thing that you won't have in your full package materials pack is a packet of baby wipes. I would suggest using sensitive baby wipes, only because I don't know if the perfumed ones would react with the print of the canvas. I've never tried, so I don't know, but let's not risk it. So a sensitive pack of baby wipes, something to put down on your table, and then you should have everything you need to start. Right, so I'll go and show you a close-up of how we get to the technique, and then I'll start painting the painting and you can watch it slowly emerge. So I'm going to show you how we get the dotting technique. I thought I'd do it as a bit more of a close-up than on our large canvas. So this is just a little sample canvas that I've got. So we've got our dotting tools. You can see one end's quite thin, one end's got a bit more of a ball on it. I'd say especially to start with, use a larger size one just because you get the bigger dots, but you can get bigger dots with the smaller ones as well. I don't get too hung up on that. I think it just makes it easier to start with because it starts to fill in a bit quicker. So we've got our paints. You should always give your paints a stir before using them. I've already stirred these ones. These have been used this morning. So we get some paint on our tool. Okay, and we pop it down on our canvas. If we just hold it there a second, it starts to trickle down the tool. Get a bit more paint on, trickles down even more. You get bigger dots. Or you can do quick ones, like this. If you do too many without putting new paint on your tool, they get a bit wishy-washy. So every kind of couple of dots, I would put more paint on your tool. The other thing you can do is if you get quite a bit on your tool, and then you can move it around, and that will make a bigger dot as well. Okay, so we start to build up with lots of colours. I'd say evenly spread your colours. So work in one colour, do kind of an even spread of that colour around your shape, and then move on to the next colour. Between colours, just use a baby wipe to clean your tool. Okay, so I'm going to show you the metallics as well because they're a bit tricky. So they tend to be a bit stickier than the normal colours, so you end up with little tails. So as you dot, it wants to follow you as you pick it up. So if you were to pull it to the side, you end up with it following along and you get a little tail. Don't panic if you get some of those, because once they're dry, you can just put another dot over the bit that you're not happy with. But honestly, when it all fills up, you won't notice imperfections like that at all anyway. So you do a few of those. Some bigger ones. And this is on a very small scale, so it's filling up quite quickly, they're getting quite close together. But as you're doing it on your canvas, it will take a lot longer for them to kind of fill up this way. Then we do another colour. Let's do a white. And I would say, I know you've got white splatters on your canvas, but most of that's going to get covered. So definitely go back in with your white to do white dots as well. And the white's so much more vibrant than the print, than the printed white, that I think it really helps make paintings pop. And you'll get to the point that you've done lots of colours and some of them start to join up. They start to touch, you get a bit close to each other. And that's fine for a few of them to happen. But when it gets to that point, that's at the point when you think, right, let it dry and come back to it when it's dry again. And then you don't get the joining problem, which, you know, some people, when I do the workshops, they'll do them in really big dots and they'll kind of all join up. And that looks nice too. It's just all about what you like, really. But when I do it, I tend to do quite a lot. When it gets fairly full, let it dry and then come back to it and do another layer in the gaps. And then that stops the colours running into each other too much. Okay, we'll go on to our big canvas.